You eat breakfast every morning. You think you're doing the right thing for your body. But here's the surprising truth most people over 50 never hear. The way you eat breakfast can either protect your metabolism or slowly destroy it. And most people are unknowingly making mistakes every single morning that make weight gain easier, energy worse, and aging faster. Today, we're going to look at 7 breakfast mistakes that many people over 50 make without realizing it, and more importantly, how to fix them. Why breakfast becomes even more important after 50. Before we talk about the mistakes, it's important to understand what is happening in your body. After the age of 50, several changes begin to work against your metabolism. Muscle mass starts to decline at a faster rate. This is important because muscle is your body's primary calorie-burning tissue. The less muscle you have, the slower your metabolism runs. At the same time, insulin sensitivity decreases. This means your body has a harder time managing blood sugar. A poorly chosen breakfast can send your blood sugar spiking and crashing within hours, leaving you tired, hungry, and more likely to store fat. Hormones also shift. Cortisol, the stress hormone, tends to peak in the morning. What you eat in those first hours either works with your hormones or against them. Research consistently shows that what you eat for breakfast has a disproportionate effect on your energy, hunger, and metabolism for the entire rest of the day. That means the morning is your most important nutritional window, and most people are wasting it. Make sure you stay until the end because mistake number 7 is one of the most damaging habits doctors see in people who think they are eating healthily. It surprises almost everyone. Mistake number 1. Skipping breakfast or eating too late. One of the most common mistakes people make is skipping breakfast entirely or pushing it several hours after waking up. Many people believe this helps with weight loss. The research tells a very different story. After a full night of sleep, your body has been fasting for 7 to 9 hours. Your blood sugar is low. Your cortisol is already elevated as a natural wake-up signal. When you delay food further, cortisol stays high for longer. This puts your body in a mild stress state. Over time, this habit increases the risk of muscle breakdown, greater fat storage around the abdomen, and energy crashes that last all day. Studies have also linked regularly skipping breakfast with a higher risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease in adults over 50. Eat something within 1 to 2 hours of waking up. It does not need to be large. It simply needs to include protein and ideally some fiber. This signals to your metabolism that fuel is available and it is time to work. Your metabolism is not a machine that runs on its own. It waits for the signal you give it each morning. Mistake number 2. Not eating enough protein at breakfast. Most people's breakfast is almost entirely carbohydrate. Toast, cereal, fruit juice, pastries. There is very little protein. And after 50, this is one of the most damaging nutritional mistakes you can make. From the age of 50 onwards, your body becomes less efficient at using dietary protein to build and maintain muscle. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. To get the same muscle-maintaining effect, you actually need more protein than you did in your 30s. A low-protein breakfast means your body has nothing to work with during the morning hours. Muscle tissue gradually breaks down. Your resting metabolism slows further. You feel hungry again within 2 hours, and the cycle of energy crashes begins. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Eggs are one of the most effective choices because they contain all 9 essential amino acids and forms your body can use almost completely. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and smoked salmon are also excellent options. Protein at breakfast is not optional after 50. It is the foundation your metabolism needs to function. Mistake number 3. Eating high-sugar health foods. This mistake is one of the most misleading. Many people choose breakfast foods that appear healthy on the packaging but are loaded with added sugar. Flavored yogurts, granola bars, fruit-flavored oatmeal, sweetened cereals, and many smoothie pouches fall into this category. After 50, your body's ability to handle blood sugar spikes becomes less efficient. Insulin sensitivity is lower. When you consume a high-sugar breakfast, your blood sugar rises sharply. Insulin responds. Then blood sugar drops rapidly. This roller coaster leaves you fatigued, foggy-headed, and craving more sugar within 2 to 3 hours. Over time, this pattern is directly linked to increased fat storage, especially around the abdomen, a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, and accelerated cellular aging. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that consistently high blood sugar after meals is one of the primary drivers of inflammation inflammation, which accelerates aging throughout the body. Flip the label before you buy. Look for less than 5 grams of added sugar per serving. Choose plain, unsweetened versions whenever possible, and add your own fruit for natural sweetness. Real whole oats with no added ingredients, plain Greek yogurt, and eggs contain no added sugar at all. The word healthy on a food label tells you almost nothing. The sugar content tells you everything. Mistake number 4. Drinking fruit juice instead of eating whole fruit. Fruit juice has been marketed as a healthy breakfast staple for decades. The truth is very different. When you drink fruit juice, even fresh pressed juice with no added sugar, you are consuming a concentrated dose of fructose with almost all of the fiber removed. Fiber is what slows down the absorption of natural fruit sugars. Without it, the sugar in juice enters your bloodstream almost as quickly as a soft drink. A single glass of orange juice can contain the equivalent of 3 or 4 oranges, but without any of the fiber those oranges would have provided. For people over 50, this creates a blood sugar spike, a subsequent insulin response, and an energy crash. Over time, this pattern contributes to insulin resistance and fat accumulation around the liver, even in people who consider themselves health conscious. Replace your morning juice with a whole piece of fruit. The fiber slows sugar absorption, feeds your gut bacteria, and keeps you feeling full for much longer. If you enjoy a drink with breakfast, water with lemon or unsweetened herbal tea are excellent choices that support digestion without spiking blood sugar. Eating the fruit is not the same as drinking the fruit. The fiber changes everything. Mistake number 5. Eating breakfast while distracted. This mistake did not exist in previous generations. Today, most people eat breakfast while scrolling through their phone, watching the news, or reading emails. It feels harmless, but your body and brain are deeply connected during eating, and distraction interrupts important signals. When you eat while distracted, your brain does not fully register that you are eating. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who eat while distracted consume significantly more calories at that meal and feel less satisfied. They also eat more throughout the rest of the day. There is also a physiological effect. Stress and distraction activate your sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight response. Digestion works best when your parasympathetic nervous system is engaged. Eating in a stressed, distracted state reduces the production of digestive enzymes, impairs nutrient absorption, and increases bloating. Put your phone face down during breakfast. Even 5 minutes of calm, focused eating makes a measurable difference. Chew slowly. Pay attention to taste and texture. This allows your satiety hormones, particularly leptin and cholecystokinin, to signal fullness before you have overeaten. Your body can only absorb what your digestive system is fully engaged to process. Mistake number 6. Having coffee before eating anything. For millions of people, the very first thing they consume in the morning is coffee, before food, sometimes long before food. This habit feels natural, even necessary, but it may be quietly working against your metabolism. Cortisol naturally peaks in the first 30 to 45 minutes after waking up. This is your body's natural alarm system, designed to give you energy and alertness. Caffeine, when consumed at the same time as your cortisol peak, does not add to this effect. It simply creates dependency and tolerance. More importantly, coffee on an empty stomach directly stimulates cortisol production. For people over 50, whose stress hormone regulation is already less efficient, chronically elevated morning cortisol leads to increased blood sugar, greater fat storage around the abdomen, and disrupted sleep later in the night. Wait at least 30 to 60 minutes after waking before having your first coffee. Eat something first, even something small. This allows your natural cortisol peak to pass and gives your digestive system something to work with, which significantly reduces the blood sugar impact of the caffeine. Coffee is not the problem. The timing is the problem. Mistake number 7. Avoiding healthy fats at breakfast. This is the mistake that surprises almost everyone. For decades, fat was the enemy. Low-fat diets were recommended everywhere. Many people still carry that belief and deliberately avoid fat at breakfast. This is one of the most outdated and damaging nutrition ideas still in circulation. After 50, fat plays a critical role that it did not in younger years. Fat is the primary raw material for hormone production. Estrogen, testosterone, cortisol, and vitamin D all require dietary fat to be synthesized correctly. When you consistently avoid fat at breakfast, hormone levels become harder to maintain. For both men and women over 50, this directly accelerates the hormonal decline that comes with aging. A fat-free breakfast is also digested extremely quickly. Without fat to slow absorption, carbohydrates and proteins enter the bloodstream rapidly. Blood sugar rises and falls faster, hunger returns sooner, and your brain, which is approximately 60% fat, does not receive the raw material it needs to produce neurotransmitters effectively. Research published in the journal Nutritional Neuroscience shows that low dietary fat intake is directly associated with poorer cognitive performance and lower mood in adults over 50. Include a source of healthy fat with every breakfast. Eggs already contain beneficial fats in the yolk. Add half an avocado, a small handful of nuts, a drizzle of olive oil over vegetables, or full-fat plain Greek yogurt. These fats slow digestion, support hormone production, and sustain mental clarity for hours. Your hormones are built from fat. Remove the fat and your body cannot maintain the balance it needs after 50. Now you know the mistakes. Here is what a simple, effective breakfast actually looks like. Start with protein. 2 to 3 eggs cooked in a small amount of olive oil or butter. Add a source of healthy fat, half an avocado or a small handful of walnuts. Include fiber from whole food, a slice of whole grain bread, some berries, or a handful of spinach. Skip the juice and have water or black coffee after eating. This combination gives your muscles the amino acids they need. It stabilizes blood sugar for 4 to 5 hours. It supplies the fats your hormones depend on, and it keeps your brain sharp and focused throughout the morning. You do not need an expensive or complicated breakfast. You simply need the right combination of protein, healthy fat, and fiber. That is the foundation of a metabolism that works for you, not against you. So let's bring this together. Breakfast is one of the most powerful meals of the day, but only when it is done correctly and consistently. The 7 mistakes we covered today are all fixable. You do not need to overhaul your entire diet. Small, deliberate changes in the morning can produce measurable changes in your energy, your body composition, and your long-term health. Eat within an hour or 2 of waking. Include protein and healthy fat. Avoid hidden sugars. Skip the juice. Put your phone down. Let your cortisol settle before your coffee. And stop being afraid of fat. These are not complicated rules. They are simple adjustments that align your breakfast with how your body actually works after 50. Now I would like to hear from you. Which of these 7 mistakes were you making without realizing it? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, press the like button so more people can discover these important breakfast tips. And subscribe to Health Fix now for more clear, science-based health explanations that make everyday decisions easier. And if you want to continue building the right habits, make sure to watch our next video about what happens to your body when you walk every single day. Because what you eat for breakfast and how much you move during the day work together as a system. When you understand both, the results multiply. Your health is built through small daily choices. I will see you in that video.